We have held our breath for longer than we know. Let the words we've spoken together, the dreams we've dreamt together, become the agenda we deliver together. New York, this power, it's yours. This city belongs to you. Thank you.
Last Tuesday night, New Yorkers turned out in droves and elected Zoran Mamdani the next mayor of New York City. Zoran actually won 4 out of the 5 boroughs, with Andrew Cuomo winning Staten Island because, well, and let's be honest here, it's fucking Staten Island. And in times like these, there's really only one thing I can really say, and that is rest in piss, Andrew Cuomo. Backwatch. If she says no, you gotta go. Welcome to the people of New York's socialist Ayatollah, baby. Woo! Hello, everyone. My name is Francis, and welcome to the Anti-Fascist Atlas. I'm sorry, I know I'm very late to covering this, but in my defense, I was busy doing stuff like schoolwork and flying a plane, actually. Yeah, that was interesting. Andrew Cuomo has actually announced he will be fleeing mainland New York City and will be setting up a new anti-communist government on Staten Island. He vows to one day return to mainland New York City and liberate it. And, you know, I'm probably way too excited about this election for an anarchist, but hey, in the words of Nestor Ivanovich Makhno, anarchists can have a little electoralism as a treat. It's true. And with 93% of the vote in, Zoran Mamdani has won 50.4% of the vote. Andrew Cuomo has won 41.6% of the vote, and Curtis Sliwa has won 7.1% of the vote. It is a slim majority, but it is a majority nonetheless. And this is an unbelievably massive victory for the left in the United States of America. I mean, do you know how big of a blow that is to the interests of capital, that a socialist is going to be sworn in as the 111th mayor of the largest city in America and also the financial capital of the world? And that's despite tens of millions of dollars in spending from the establishment and the oligarchs. It's despite Democratic Party leadership leaving him out to dry. It's despite all the Islamophobic attacks and all the false equivocations of anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism. It was a historic grassroots campaign with an incredible platform built on the backs of canvassing and door knocking. Zoran, his team, and all of the volunteers really did an incredible job. And it's such a historic success that you already know that centrist politicians across the country are going to try and replicate this without any sense of the charisma and any understanding of what made the Mamdani campaign so popular. Mamdani didn't win because of charisma or good looks or good social media, though he definitely had all those things. He won because he ran on a populist socialist agenda that actually addressed people's material conditions. He relentlessly focused on what the people actually wanted, and he lasered in relentlessly not just on affordability, but on actually effective economic policy that could actually improve people's lives. People cannot afford to live right now. They're treading water. 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 1/4 of New Yorkers are living in poverty. 40 million Americans have lost access to SNAP benefits because our government is hell-bent on enacting fascist policy no matter the cost. And the vast majority of our politicians are bought and paid for by corporations, so they refuse to take any sort of meaningful action to stop the bleeding. The only candidates that can provide actual solutions for the people are populist, progressive candidates, and that's why Mamdani won on Tuesday night. Now, obviously, there are a lot of people on Mamdani's left flank who are skeptical of him. Some think he made too many concessions on Israel. Some people are understandably upset that he apologized to the New York Police Department. But I think there are a couple of things people should keep in mind here. Number one, if you are a politician, if you are an elected official, you have to play ball. No one is immune to this, not even Zoran Mamdani, okay? This is just how the game is played. He is a democratic socialist, not a Marxist-Leninist, not an anarchist. He's not some communist guerrilla in the Philippines, okay? And democratic socialists have to play ball some days. Those are the rules. Number two, people think that Mamdani apologizing to the New York Police Department was some sort of attempt to score political brownie points with, like, the right wing. Some sort of attempt to pander to right-wingers. I don't really think that was the case. I think Hassan said it well when he said that it ultimately wasn't a campaign decision, but a governing decision. I mean, he needs to make some sort of peace with the New York Police Department if he hopes to govern the city. And it's not like he's deciding to, expand the police by $6 billion. No, he's still cutting the police budget. He's still effectively defunding the police. He's still effectively putting those measures we wanted into place, right? It's not an attempt to pander. It's an attempt to govern, however you might feel about that. Number three, some people are upset, understandably so, about some of the concessions Mamdani made on Israel, and that's absolutely fair. He made a lot of blunders on Israel on that topic. But the blunders, the missteps that he made on Israel are comparatively much smaller to those made by other Democratic politicians. It's not really comparable to something like Bernie Sanders refusing to call the genocide in Gaza a genocide until like a year and a half into it. It's not really akin to something like AOC saying that the U.S. should still be supplying Israel with defensive weapons, which is an argument basically akin to saying that we should give Nazi Germany anti-aircraft guns because, those are defending civilians or whatever. Completely ridiculous argument. I still believe that Zoran is a principled anti-Zionist, frankly, and I believe that even though he made a few mistakes, he will continue to apply a meaningful amount of pressure on the Israeli regime. I don't think that he suddenly changed his mind on Israel. I think it's just poor political decision-making. But at the end of the day, only time will tell. No one man will be our salvation from the harsh material realities that we face under capitalism. No, the task of shattering global capitalism falls to the people. And while the platform Zoran campaigned on goes far, it does not go far enough. But Zoran Mamdani's platform, if he is able to implement it, would bring substantial material relief to those in most need in the city of New York. I believe, politically speaking, in walking and chewing gum at the same time. You can take action for the betterment of the material conditions of your community at the same time as you are fighting for social revolution, even if that's occasionally within the electoral system. Mamdani's victory also symbolizes a dramatic shift in the Overton window. It's a sign that people are starting to become more radicalized, and people are ready for something better. Socialism is finally entering the Overton window in the United States after decades of the Red Scare and fear-mongering keeping it outside of it. And that means other ideas like communism and anarcho-communism are slowly but surely getting their foot in the door. And I think those two things are worth celebrating, even if you are a critic of Mamdani, at least from the left flank. But yet again, only time will tell whether Zoran will be able to live up to his promises and whether or not he will be able to implement socialism in the beating heart of global capitalism. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Thank you so much to Samus for editing today's video. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, leaving a comment down below. Really helpful stuff. Yeah, hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Be sure to join the Discord. Maybe follow me on Twitter if you want. Up to you guys. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, though, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.